Schenectady. Oh, you wanna battle Zep, son? I'm glad as heck. Hit you with the boom pow like I'm Adam West.
Welcome back. It's your boy Blood Sausage, and I'm coming back to you today with a really cool CGC unboxing. This particular unboxing is from my Todd McFarlane signature submission. I'll get into that, but I got this really cool item yesterday that I just wanted to share. The Nirvana with the lights out set, box set. This came out in 2004, and I'm a really big Nirvana fan. His music really helped me, get through tough times as a teen, especially during like high school and stuff like that. Growing up in the school system in Brooklyn, New York wasn't the easiest thing to do as a teen, especially if you were kind of like a little bit on the rugged side and like to skip class and be running around in the streets kind of, and you look for trouble, you'll find it. But yeah, Nirvana, love their stuff, love their music. Their music is timeless. You listen to it on the radio, it feels like it's brand new still. It's really weird. It's like they and I have also Nirvana ticket stub from a show that canceled because of Kurt's unfortunate passing. I will send that in to get graded eventually. But for now, I'm happy to have these, and I'm not going to open it, but I'll just keep it right there, I guess, for now, for this place. Now, for the reason you guys are here, CGC unboxing. Feels like I've waited a long time for this. There was an issue with them receiving my package on time. It didn't make it there by the deadline because of a tropical storm. I did send it out in time, but they didn't receive it in time. I called, they reassured me that they will get to it, but the thing with that is, like, since Todd did it like in 2 sessions, 2 waves, it definitely didn't get into the first wave. I think the first wave of books that got there was from some con. We got Matt Nelson there advertising his grading guide, how they grade. Let's see what else they sent me. Just some other promotional stuff. So in this submission, I really only expect one 9.8 in reality. If I get another one, that'd be great. But I know CGC has been grading really tough lately on moderns, and all of these are moderns, even though some of them are from the 80s or maybe 1990. But so these are all surprises to me. I have not checked the grades. I did it specifically for this video unboxing, to catch my reaction and my thoughts, and not in real time, but I guess live for right now. These books were pressed by CCS because of timing concerns. I wasn't able to send it to my personal presser, or somebody. I've used Gary Kendra from Impressive Comics in the past. I would usually send it to him. So I have used CCS because of time restrictions. I was actually going to avoid the submission altogether. I was not going to participate, and then last minute I decided to go kind of all in. As you know, I am a big fan of Amazing Spider-Man 300, the Italian edition. This is my favorite version of ASM 300, the first appearance of Venom. I think the black cover makes it completely appropriate for a Venom book. The webbing over here near the trade dress, L'Uomo Ragno, which I'm assuming means Spider-Man in Italian, in the light blue really pops off, and the red Venom in red letters. I think this is the perfect ASM 300 book to own, in my opinion. And in higher grade is definitely a lot more rare than the American version. I think ASM 300 is one of the most commonly graded, most popular books on the CGC census. Okay, so now that I got that out of the way, oh, I could feel that their Mylars are a lot thicker. This is the one I got. Oh, I'm covered the wrong side. So I got a 9.4, which is a really high grade for these. Got there's a Todd McFarlane signature up on the top. I didn't want it here in the circle. I felt like everybody gets it done there. So I'm really happy to have it there. I haven't seen any Todd McFarlane signatures on these books. I was expecting to get a 9.6 on this. I'll be completely honest. I paid up for the highest grade I've seen available online. Be interesting to see if there's greater notes on this. But for the McFarlane signing, I definitely felt like I had to get the McFarlane banner on the label. It only cost an extra $5, and for this signing, I felt like it was a necessity, right? But still, 9.4 is really high grade. I haven't looked at the census since I got these, because, like I said, I didn't want to, I wanted this to be a complete surprise for me when I see it. So I will look at the census grades. It's possible this might be the highest graded signature series book of this, or might be tied for highest, or there might be a 9.6 on there. I don't know. I do know that after this signing, these numbers will definitely have changed, but very happy with this book. I do have the highest graded raw in the 9.6, which I'm very happy to have. To my knowledge, at this point, there are no other 9.6s and there are no other 9.8s. There is a 9.8 of the CBCS, but I won't get into how CBCS have been giving out really high grades during the period of that time. I know it might come off as petty, but this is an observation made by many people that have been following the market and just current trends and graded books. Just like it was known that CGC was liberal with 9.8s and CBCS was more strict and consistent with the grading. It seems that those observations of both companies have flipped. I think what happened during CGC was really fumbling the ball with doing things like raising prices, which is funny. Like a month later, CBCS raised their prices, but you won't hear too much about that. And another thing was like the acetate gate. Basically, CBCS had a really good opportunity to come in and take a large portion of the customers from CGC, and I think that giving out really high grades, like ranging from 9.8 to 10.0, was their way of kind of like stealing, customers from CGC, because CGC is the gold standard. They do have a majority of the market, whether people disagree or not. CGC is still the way to go, in my opinion. These cases do feel really good, feel a little heavier. I don't know, maybe it's because it's a heavier book. This is a thicker book. It's tougher to get in high grade. Black cover, you see everything. But yeah, so that's my tirade on how I feel about this this book and the things surrounding these books, because they're all important details. So there she is, my 9.4 of ASM 300 Italian edition. Okay, the next book is the Marvel Tales 238. This is the newsstand edition, and look at that. I got the 9.8 on this. Okay. I know I've ran my mouth about a lot of things that are considered, controversial, and that people feel really strongly about one way or the other. The first one was the CGC versus the CBCS thing. The thing is, if you had a bad experience with CGC, you're gonna tend to hate them. But the majority, from what I've seen, is CBCS's lack of customer service, the ridiculous 400-day turnaround time. There's more people that seem to have a disdain for CBCS than there are people upset with CGC. I think CGC has done a great thing righting the ship by adding more graders to the workforce and speeding up turnaround times in a really great way for moderns, at least. I think economy has improved as well, because I had an economy submission that took about a year, and that's a long time, you know what I mean? And I didn't get CCS pressing with that. I got I had sent it through my my own presser. Okay, so let me talk a little bit about this book. It's a McFarlane cover, obviously. I love the Juggernaut. I think this is a really cool cover. He put the T. McFarlane there. That's where I had the thing there. That's kind of where I wanted it. Silver. T. McFarlane again. I didn't see any Todd McFarlane's. Not many of these on the census. That many of these submitted, right? It's not a key. It's not really a popular book, but I got it because I really liked it. I don't know of another Todd McFarlane Juggernaut cover, and that's the reason why I bought this book and I had it on it. It's high grade newsstands are really tough, and like I was alluding to before, the thing with newsstands, some people don't care about it. Some people think it's foolish to pay for the barcode. Some people prefer the artwork here, and while I understand that and I do prefer the artwork here, I was a kid in the 90s collecting comic books, and I would go by a newsstand comic. I would see how all the defects were. I would see like the front, the cover's just like hanging over at one end. I seen the wind blowing it around. I seen it in the rain or in the snow. Because some of these were outdoors. Like there would be like a stack of them on the rack, and people would pull them forward, looking through them. People would sit in the candy store, flipping through them with, eating candy bars, chocolate bars. Just these books. Survivability rate at 9.8 are extremely, extremely rare. Now you're gonna say, well, there's a bunch of them graded. Well, yeah, they were graded because people know that book is kind of hard to find in 9.4 and up. Harder, right? I went through my collection when I started back in 2018, and I looked at my newsstands, and I haven't looked at my comic books in years. I just assumed that these were all high grade, because at the time as a kid I wasn't looking at every little tiny imperfection thinking, oh, this is gonna knock it down 0.2 of a grade. I was looking at it like, oh, this book is not jacked up, it's in mint condition. Now obviously we have grading tiers, and have a lot better examples of what a 9.8 is, what could be a 9.6, a 9.4, and for this reason, and for CGC recognizing the newsstand, on the label and on the census, is why I submitted this book. Also, another little thing about this book that I would actually like some help on, because I've been looking for it. It says here, hey, look, a robo spider. So there's a little robot spider there. I'll include a picture of it. And I haven't found any robo spiders in the books. I looked up fandom, and there's something about spider robots or something like that. It's worded different. It seems like it's a different device, and that came out in I think Ultimate Spider-Man, the one where him and Doc Ock swap brains or whatever, and that came obviously years after this. So is this the first appearance of Robo Spider? on the cover at least. I don't know. Maybe, like I said, not, anything huge, but just, maybe a little interesting tidbit of history there. But Juggernaut cover, newsstand, McFarlane signing. This signing and the Robert Pattinson signing did set me back a good amount, and I was planning on selling some of these to recoup that, but damn, man, getting to 98 makes it really hard to part with this one. I'm not gonna lie, because there's not a lot of these, and like I said, getting a book like that in high grade makes it really hard to part with it. My wife would probably definitely want me to part with it, and I 7.5. This is the same book, but what's important about this book, guys, is that it's a, oh god, they didn't press that out. Yeah, there's a huge crease right there that, had it been pressed out, it would definitely gotten, I think, into the 9s. I thought this book was at least a 9.0. But what's okay? This is a Mark Jewelers. It's actually not noted on here, and I'm kind of disappointed about that, because I noted it in the comment section of the submission. That and the fact that it doesn't look like it was pressed is upsetting to me. But this always seems to happen with the submission to CGC. You have some pleasant surprises and some disappointing grades, and this is going to fall under a disappointing grade. But like I said, it is a Mark Jewelers, and it's not noted on the label. That's also disappointing, but still great book in my opinion, for the same reasons I mentioned that. Plus, it's a Mark Jewelers. Mark Jewelers are ridiculously tough to find in high grade. If you could find a 9.8 for cheap in Mark Jewelers, I would grab it, because it truly is a unicorn. These, for some reason, are in way worse condition than your typical newsstands or Canadian price variants, which are newsstands. These books in high grade are really rare. For what reason, I don't know. Maybe the veterans manhandled them, stuck them in their back pocket, and rode off with them. I have no idea. But great book. McFarlane Juggernaut cover. Got Spidey on there, the little Robo Spider. Very happy to have this book, and I'm gonna move on to the next one. Okay, so the last book in this submission is an ASM 300, but it's not the typical ASM 300. It is the Mexican foil edition. Ladies and gentlemen, this foil is an absolute beauty. When I seen this, I had no choice in my mind but to submit it, especially for the McFarlane signing. I thought that was the most appropriate. See my double. Hold on, let me see something. All right. Let me get back to this. I seen double banners. When I hold it up to the light, I see a McFarlane banner sign there and the McFarlane signs here, but it looks too faint for it to be on this side of the cover. Maybe it's supposed to be, but either way, amazing looking foil. According to El Quinto Mundo, which means fifth world, for those who don't speak Spanish, this is limited to 1,000. Again, another book that I'm not going to want to get rid of, because I just absolutely love the cover. It's a beautiful foil. I can't, that you're not going to be able to really appreciate this book in images. You have to see it in person. Even this, the little Spidey head, it really pops. Really gorgeous rendition of ASM 300. First appearance of Venom. You got, the McFarlane cover art. There's, limited print run. This very happy to have this. It's going to be hard to let go of these books. I think I might not. But yeah, really happy to have this. I like this cover so much. I bought this from Josh at International Comics. Shout out to Josh. Thank you for this book. Amazing book. I recently placed an order for the ASM 316, the first recognized Venom cover, even though he was on 315, just a little Venom head. But that's another amazing cover by that I got. Like, I'm a big McFarlane fan. He's my favorite artist. Growing up as a kid, he was the man, and in my opinion, he still is the man. So yeah, folks, that's my CGC submission. I hope you've had fun and enjoyed my ups and down, my one down and back up with this. Very happy to have these in the collection. And I have to figure out what I do with these, and that's something I'll have to figure out in the coming days. Well, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.
Schenectady. Oh, you wanna battle Zep, son? I'm glad as heck. Hit you with the boom pow like I'm Adam West.